should I put this hay pile with a pitchfork in my living room?
Yes.
Would you like to roll in the hay? Roll in the hay, roll in the hay. I've been watching a lot of Young Frankenstein, a lot.
Welcome to the I Hate Critics 1994 podcast. I'm professional film critic Sean Patrick. With me is Amy.
Hi.
MJ is not here.
Not here. Not writhing in pain on our couch either.
No, of course not.
And all due to the movie we watched today.
Amy, who's our sponsor?
The Pontiac Fiero, the Mary Shelley of cars.
Oh, why are you dragging Mary Shelley? She didn't do this.
Well, but her name's on it. Just saying.
Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
Frankenstein. Sorry.
The story of Victor Frankenstein, played by the director of the film, Kenneth Branagh, in one of the worst performances of his career.
Oh. It's not good.
It's not good.
This movie's not good, and there's so many great people in it.
I don't understand the choices.
The screaming?
Just pretty much everything. So once he's on screen, everything doesn't make sense.
Oh,
Like the first thing we learn about Victor as a grown man, as a Kenneth Branagh, is that his mother is pregnant again.
yeah.
It's like, why? What? Why?
No one gets it.
Like, he's a 30-year-old man, and his 50-year-old mother in 1793 just had a baby.
I don't think that's how that works.
I don't think so.
No.
I doubt that would work out well for her, getting pregnant at 50-something in 1793.
You know what, though? Gives me hope.
You know what? She probably didn't have him at 20. She probably had him at 15 or 16.
That's a good point.
So she would have been what? In her late 40s, maybe.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Okay, you give birth then at 47.
Okay.
In this day and age. No, in 1793.
Oh, no. I would have gotten the cholera. And I would have wanted the cholera, to be honest. What a horrible time to be alive. I don't even care if there were things that were happening that were great. That looks like the worst time to be alive.
And you have to bang a 70-year-old Ian Holm.
Oh, I mean, he was rich, you know. The family dynamic I did not understand because, in the Frankenstein home, they have the Moritz family, and Celia Imrie, who I love, played Mrs. Moritz, and then what's her name? I can't think of her name, who played the daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Were they there because she was help? Was she a nanny?
I assume they were servants, yeah.
Oh, because I didn't understand that at all. But yeah, and I don't understand the family dynamic. I don't know who's related to who. And
then Ian Holm just shows up with a child, just like, I found a kid in the street. She's ours now.
She's gonna be ours. She's gonna come live with us and eventually fuck my son.
Look, Victor, you have a sister.
Oh, you want to kiss her?
Ah!
Some hot incest action in this movie.
She's adopted.
She is adopted, but
Still, why? You're writing the story. You don't have to put that into the movie.
It was a choice.
There was no need for that.
Well, and then don't forget, this is the movie that basically broke Kenneth Branagh and Emma Thompson up, because this is where he met Helena Bonham Carter, and they started fucking.
And you're not bitter about that.
Not bitter at all. Not bitter at all. Look, I love Helena. I love Emma, but that was pretty fucked up. Kenny. Hey, Kenny. That was pretty fucked up what you did. Asshole. And then you made this crappy movie. You know what? That's karma. That's karma. You got your comeuppance.
So, yeah, this is the Frankenstein legend, of course.
So you know the story of it, basically.
Yeah, if you don't know Frankenstein, it's one of the most well-told, one of the oft-told and well-told stories of all time. I mean, The original Frankenstein movie is one of the best movies ever made. And it just indelibly, put Mary Shelley's Frankenstein into the popular culture and where it has remained ever since. And no one's been able to do it again. Just not one
Sometimes I just
time.
think they shouldn't do it again.
I mean, nobody seems to be able to get it right.
Well, here's my advice for 1994's version. Don't hire Robert De Niro to play your creature. Do not do it. The thing about De Niro is he is so De Niro and everything he does. That distracted me. I think it detracted from the film. And he was terrible in this. Just terrible. And I think that had you made this like an all British cast, with the exception of Tom Hulse, and gave us somebody who is maybe like more of an up and comer as the creature, I probably would have taken it more seriously.
Why not just bring John Cleese back to life? I'm serious. No, Cleese played his Dr. Waldman, his mentor,
Completely unrecognizable in this movie, by the way. Yeah,
because of some prosthetic teeth of some sort.
Yeah.
It really made his face look odd.
He looked like Billy Connolly with just bad teeth.
He was just unrecognizable. But,
yeah.
Why not just? I mean, the whole thing is that he wants to defeat death for that guy because that guy started, the whole thing, and
he wanted to defeat death for his mom first, right?
And then this guy basically says, "Don't fucking do that.
Don't do that. Please don't do that."
And then this Waldman guy dies, and he's like, "I'm totally doing that.
I'm gonna do that. You know what? Fuck that guy.
I'm doing it for you.
I'm doing it for you, even though you expressly said don't do that." Yeah, he doesn't listen.
He doesn't.
Victor doesn't give a shit what you have to say.
It was really funny too, because the way that like Branagh framed it, Victor picks up Waldman's notebook after he's created his monster, after he's created his, creature, because they banned the word monster from the set. That's true.
Are you serious?
They banned the word monster from the set.
Oh no.
After he creates the creature, he starts reading Waldman's diary again, and Waldman's like, "This happened, and this happened, and this is why you don't do this." And he goes, it was almost like, "Oops, really? Should I have read that before? I did this.
Why didn't I finish this?"
Yeah, why didn't I finish this?
The story of my life.
It was right here. I shouldn't have done that.
I shouldn't have done it. What was I thinking?
I wonder if this will lead to my ultimate doom.
And that's the thing about, I get it. Like, science had to evolve. Things had to evolve so they could figure out the human body, so they could figure things out like that. But man, people were stupid back then. Just dumber than boxes of hammers.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid.
But here's the thing. Like, everybody assumes, like, the people who are, doctors and whatnot, you assume that they know what they're doing. They don't. They have no idea.
No.
They're just like, try this.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna put this stuff inside you. Hopefully it works.
What's that? You're saying I don't care what you say is wrong with you. I'm a doctor, okay? I'll tell you what's wrong with you.
And by the looks of it, there's a lot. God. Yeah, I mean, and that's, that we are introduced to De Niro, his character, in the beginning because John Cleese's character is trying to inoculate him against smallpox.
Mm-hmm.
And De Niro, again, he's De Niro. He just looks like De Niro with smallpox. That's what he looks like, But again, he eventually ends up killing John Cleese and then, of course, gets hanged.
The echoes of the pandemic in that scene. Oh, good God. Just a lot of anti-vaxxers just screaming.
Yep.
Doctors are killers. And it's like, oh my God.
I'm not going to have that poison in my body. Really? That's funny because you can drink a fifth of bourbon every Sunday, but don't put a vaccination. That's your body's a temple, I suppose. A temple of good malt liquor. Yeah, no, again, how do you have so many great actors in a movie and make the movie suck so bad?
Mm.
Like, okay, not to mention Hugh Bonneville has like 5 seconds of this movie. One of the best lines as he, why don't you watch where I'm going?
Watch where I'm going.
It's so good. It was so good. What a great fucking line. And then he fucks off and we never see him again. Never see him again.
Yeah.
That's what was the point of that?
Tom Hulse is here for some reason. Just to repeatedly tell Branagh not to do it and Branagh to ignore him.
Yeah. Hulse gets one good no!
No!
There was a lot of screaming in this. A lot of screaming. And especially, again, De Niro. Frankenstein!
Oh, God. It was so cringe.
It was so... Like, when you started laughing, I'm like, thank God. It's just like, this seems a little over the top for me.
Oh, my God.
Perhaps.
There's all these moments where, like, people are, like... Helena Bonham Carter's writing a letter to Kenneth Branagh while he's away at school. Because he's 18, right?
Right, he's 18.
Yeah, sure. He's a
just
teenager.
A child.
Sure. He never gets older or younger in the movie. There's no attempt.
He does get hot, though. I'm going to go ahead and say that. But that's because I'm disgusting.
She's writing a letter to him, and she's narrating it to us.
Yeah, so we can hear it. Sometimes you can just think things. I think you can just keep it right
in. A voiceover. Just maybe do it like a voiceover, like from her head.
And again, like you're right. Branagh kept doing that too.
Yeah.
And it's like, are you telling me? Are you addressing us? Because we're not there. We're supposed to be watching a movie right now.
Narration is a tool for cowards. Cowards, I say.
I'm a classically trained actor. I will say everything I'm thinking.
Like a normal person.
Like whenever I write in my journal, I'm doing it out loud.
I'm going to do the blue dish now.
Oh.
And then I'm going to do this cup. So I'm doing the dishes. I am narrating everything I do. It is time to wipe my bottom.
Yeah, there it is. Oh, God.
Who are you talking to?
I don't know. Can
you imagine that? That'd be a great bet. Like a Family Guy character who just narrates his entire life.
Yeah. Yeah.
They might have already done that.
Seems like a Family Guy joke that would have been done. Yeah. No, because that was the thing that I was going to say, too. It's just, I think we thought that you had to do that for so long, where you had to, like, that would be exposition. But it really takes you out of the movie when they're looking in the camera or like kind of even away from us. But like, these are things that we would just have thoughts about, you know. It's not getting out my diary and, dear diary, November, whatever it is, 2024, still drunk. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that out loud.
But there are very simple framing devices that you can use here, like Victor writing. Let's say we're watching him carry out the actions of building his creature,
right?
But we're also seeing like him in another scene transposed over the top of that, writing in his journal about everything that he's doing,
right?
Thus giving us like the reason to have narration that is happening in this moment,
yeah,
and not just some guy awkwardly talking to himself out loud.
Which cracks me up for some reason. I love it.
Because it was just so silly.
It's silly gooses.
The whole thing, though, like the choices are just so odd. Like, why did we start on Shackleford?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with anything? Why are we going to the North Pole? Why did Kenneth Branagh go to the North Pole? What was he trying to do?
I forgot about
How
that.
did we get to the North Pole? Why?
Yeah.
That was needless. That didn't go anywhere. It didn't do anything. That had no narrative function whatsoever.
So wait, so the creature didn't follow Frankenstein to the north? How did they even get there in the end? Because I mean, I went to the bathroom there at the end. I don't know.
I'm assuming they cut the scene, I guess, where there is dialogue where Frankenstein says he's gonna go to the north or whatever. He's gonna take his bride and go to the north.
Oh, right. Okay.
But obviously he doesn't get his bride because the bride dies. But we'll get to that. But but no, he said there is dialogue there that he said where he says that, and then I guess maybe you just have to assume that Frankenstein then went there and Victor was like, I'm going to kill the monster, so I'm going to follow him there and try and kill him. But then ends up running from him?
Yeah. Like, what are you on about, dude? What are you doing?
I don't, or the creature chased him there. I don't know. The movie is very unclear because that section of the movie is not fucking necessary. I like this moment, like, so Frankenstein, like, he learns to talk in this movie. He actually can learn, and he learns to read and speak, which he still doesn't prevent people from trying to murder him. And but yeah, everybody runs into rooms and they see him and they immediately just start screaming. And he never has a moment to go, wait a minute, hey, don't do that.
See? But that's, again, he looks just like Rondo Hatton in this movie. And then I think of The Brute Man, and I think about how in The Brute Man, he goes to this girl's apartment who she happens to be blind, and then he falls in love with her. And it's like, ultimately, she turns him in when she finds out that he's been murdering people. But I mean,
that's Ben Grimm's storyline from Fantastic Four. Like, he falls in love with a blind woman, and then she realizes that he's rock and breaks his heart.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I think that ugly people need love too. I think it's rude to say otherwise.
But like, there's a scene like where he so after after the monster has created himself, learned to read, whatnot, he goes to see Victor. He's going to exact his revenge. He kills his little brother Willie, again, another character we did not need, who served no function whatsoever.
No, you just killed a little kid for what?
Just no good reason to have that character exist. Other than you want to make I guess you want to make the creature the bad guy, right? Obviously,
But I mean,
or are we supposed to feel for the creature?
Well,
I don't know.
Okay, so here's one of the things. Like, after he's first brought to life, we would be remiss if we didn't mention after the creature is reanimated, how often he's being held in the arms of Kenneth Branagh, and they keep slipping all over. He is greased up naked guy from Family Guy.
Kenneth Branagh has this device that he uses to create the creature using electric eels and amniotic fluid collected from women giving birth.
Yeah. Painfully, by the way.
And well, it's 1793.
Well, but still, I still think it's a great idea to have a chair like that. You hold on, and then you just push it out. I think it's great.
And just buckets of amniotic fluid
right.
underneath. And he just I'd like another bucket of amniotic fluid, please.
Oh, coming right up, sir.
It's not strange at all.
It's not. I don't think it's too much to ask.
Say it's less messy than it is usually in here, nurse. What's going on? Oh, Dr. Frankenstein came by and took the amniotic fluid again.
Again? That scamp.
I wonder what he could be using that for. Cure death, of course.
Obviously.
No, he bathes them in eels.
Yeah.
For the electricity and the amniotic fluid, I guess, for its life-giving properties like stem cells.
Sure.
And why not? Sure.
You tell us, Kenny.
And then you got him in a metal tank, and that brings the creature to life, and then the tank tips over and spills amniotic fluid everywhere, and he's trying to help the monster up, and the monster and him just keep slipping. Just keep slipping. Over and over. It goes on for so long.
I swear to God, it was at least 2 minutes. At least 2 minutes.
And why?
And it's like, we're like, yep. Yeah, I mean, I can see him struggling maybe once, maybe twice. But, like, did they just enjoy holding each other in this moment? I don't know.
Also, De Niro's naked in this scene.
Oh, God, his little De Niro's out there for everyone to see. So upsetting.
Yeah. And he just falls into some chains that catch him and, like, carry him up to the ceiling for some reason.
Yeah.
Because we got to hang him out to dry, I guess, He likes to air dry.
Well, yeah, I thought that was a bit much.
Just needless.
So much of it was needless. I don't really think we even needed the movie.
I might sound ignorant. I've never read Mary Shelley's book. I've only seen the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe a lot of this garbage is in the book, but
Garbage. Not to disrespect you, but
I bet it. But in book form, like you can do stuff that like this because in book form, she's probably not sitting there describing him slipping an amniotic fluid over and over again for 2 solid minutes.
and then Branagh comes and gets on our podcast and takes you to task. If you read the original manuscript, you'd know that they were locked like lovers for a good long 10 minutes.
Don't worry, someone in the comments section will write us an entire essay. It'll be fine.
So. I hope so. And you admonish the hell out of both of us. And
be sure to include that the creature is not Frankenstein.
Yeah, because no one's ever said that before. Cheekers. I don't understand.
It's wild. The choices are just so strange.
Mm-hmm.
And like, again, there's no need for many of these decisions. I mean, you don't want to obviously do a shot-for-shot remake. I get it. You want to add some things, but there should be things that add some depth and some uniqueness to the way you're telling this very familiar story. And I don't know, adding incest and Robert De Niro's penis just is not the changes that I was looking for.
Well, it was a different time. I had to throw that in somewhere.
But she didn't have to be his sister.
No.
Like, that didn't need to be there.
And again,
not his real sister, I get it.
If that was actually in the book, you can let us know. We don't care. But you can let us know.
Yeah. Well, that's what Shelley meant, because this and the... No, it's still a needless choice. She could just be a child he grew up with.
Could be. I mean,
or he could just meet her in school and they fall in love.
It's just
like, it's not necessary to do this.
It's so awkward.
It just adds weirdness to it.
It makes us all uncomfortable.
That doesn't need to be there.
Yeah.
Why are you complicating your script this way?
Look, there were choices that were made.
I swear to God, they included the Willie character just to try and give you a sense that, oh, well, he's not nearly as old as he looks. Right?
Oh,
so Branagh, like they try to age down Branagh by making it appear that he's young enough that his mother would have another child.
But he always Branagh's looked the same forever too. He's just one of those. He looks how he looks, always has, always will. But none of us were buying it that he wasn't 35 throughout the entire movie.
I have no idea how old he actually is.
I think he was in his 30s when this came out, early 30s.
But it's ridiculous to try and pretend that he was a teenager when Willie was born.
Yeah. We don't buy it.
No.
It was stupid. It was a bad choice. And
also, I'm salty that we didn't actually get to see Willie die, because we were kind of hoping for Willie's death all along.
Yeah, we've been rooting for that.
Rooting for Willie to go down from day one.
It's like, oh, hey, here, this little kid's born. His poor mother's dead. But you know what? That's okay, because he's going to die in the end too, so it's fine. It's fine.
This was Willie's retribution for killing his mother.
That's right. If you weren't born, Mom would still be alive, you prick.
This is Branagh playing the long game. Frankenstein playing the long game. Yeah.
It's the long con.
He built this monster specifically to take revenge on Willie eventually.
Oh.
Creature. I'm sorry. Again, they banned the word monster from the set.
Yeah, but I don't care. I'm still going to say it.
He insisted that everyone refer to De Niro's character the way he was identified in the credits as the sharp-featured man.
No, the Rondo Hatton cosplayer.
Who is Rondo Hatton?
You need to look him up. Look up Rondo Hatton and tell me that I am wrong. They have the same face, the same everything. It's terrifying to look at.
But who is he?
An actor.
But what was he in?
The Brute Man.
What's the Brute Man? It's
a movie about kind of a guy who was a good-looking guy when he was in college, and then bam, he had acid or something, like, I forget what it was. Something was poured on his face, and then he looked like a completely different person, and his face is like super long, and then he goes on a killing spree to all the people that he felt ruined him before he spilled acid or whatever all over his face. So, Yeah. And I think that Robert De Niro channeled him for this movie.
Well, Robert De Niro studied stroke victims for his character.
No, he didn't.
He did.
He said, "Is Rhonda Hatton still alive?" No, sir. Oh.
So we were talking about John Cleese before, and like how he's like completely unrecognizable. You don't even see John Cleese there because of these teeth that they put in.
Yeah.
And apparently they were like really hesitant to cast John Cleese because he looks so much like John Cleese.
Yeah.
And so that's what the idea behind the teeth was, to make him look less like John Cleese so you wouldn't laugh when you saw him.
But I wasn't going to laugh anyway. It wasn't a funny role. Like, and he has a receding hairline, so they gave him like a lion's mane of hair. And Cleese, aside from being a sad turf,
fuck that guy.
was a good-looking guy, and I would have actually said he was hot in this until I looked at his teeth, and then that freaked me out. So, but he did not look like himself. He definitely changed up for this film. I get it, I guess, but again, it was a choice that didn't need to be made. Just leave his teeth. Just leave it. Because we already know, it says in the credits, John Cleese. So we already know he's in it. We want to make it look like less like, why? I'm sorry, that's stupid. That's stupid.
So Francis Ford Coppola was initially going to direct this and stepped aside to let Branagh direct it. But once the film was completed, Coppola wanted to cut the first half hour of the movie. And I'm like, fuck yes, bravo.
Wow.
Bravo, yes, great idea.
Okay.
And Branagh refused. And thus we have the movie we have now.
The kid stays in the picture. Oh my God. Wow.
I mean, Coppola's right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all you can say about that. It's absolutely, that first half hour is so long and needless.
Yeah. And grating after a while.
I mean, it's not even really layering in the love story between him and his wife, like
right.
His sister wife,
his sister wife.
It's not even laying in that story.
No.
So why is it here?
Again, I think he's like, you know what this movie really needs? A relationship between me and a hot young thing.
I'm starting to see this as kind of like Branagh's ego getting the best of him.
It feels like it. It definitely feels like it. I mean, no offense.
And even like extending to the casting of De Niro, it's like I'm Kenneth Branagh and I want to act opposite Robert De Niro.
No. That doesn't make any sense. At all. Sorry, Branagh. I don't get it. I don't get it.
No,
I don't get it.
But it's starting to feel very much like a vanity thing. I mean, with the Willie thing and the aging himself down, giving himself a love story that you didn't, like this whole backstory that they did not need, insisting on giving himself more screen time. Making
sure that he doesn't have a shirt on some of the time.
And he doesn't really even add any depth to his own character.
Right.
Like, Victor doesn't get any more interesting. He's still the same guy. You could do the mom death and just, you're right there with where his motivation. You don't need any of that other stuff.
No, you don't. Yeah, because I mean, it didn't add anything to it. It oh, this fucking movie. God bless Texas.
So, how many Harry Potter actors are in this?
Okay, so we've got Helena Bonham Carter, Kenneth Branagh, John Cleese, Cornelius Fudge. I forget his real name in real life. God, you'd think Celia Emery would have been in that movie. Okay. Call later. Okay. All right. I think 5 or 6.
There's a lot.
There's a lot. And I mean, it really is the who's who of British talent. It just was so wasteful. You just wasted all of the talent. So sad. It's so sad.
Ian Holm wasn't in the Harry Potter
He was
movies.
not.
How did he miss out?
Was he dead?
No. He just died like a couple of years ago.
Oh, okay. Well,
He would have been well alive to be in a Harry Potter movie.
it kind of feels like he should have been in a Harry Potter
Right?
movie. Maybe he auditioned and he just wasn't that good.
Maybe, yeah, maybe that's got to be it.
It's got to be it.
He's clearly not a very good actor.
Talentless Ian Holm. We wage a war on an actor. God, guys. You guys are dicks.
My favorite Ian Holm is definitely The Fifth Element.
Oh my
He
God.
plays the priest.
Yeah.
That's a great role. He's terrific in that. And he's not somebody you think of as like an actor who can be a comedic actor, and he totally nails it.
Wow. Ooh.
Kenneth Branagh originally wanted his wife Emma Thompson for the role of Elizabeth.
I bet he did. I bet he fucking did.
She accepted the role in Carrington instead.
Do you suppose maybe she knew it was going to go south eventually with the two of them?
Probably.
Yeah.
That's my guess. So the amniotic fluid, which the
we don't talk about enough.
Let's go back to the amniotic fluid soon because I just love having the IMDb trivia open and just kind of running down a few of these things to get your reaction to it.
Okay.
So the amniotic fluid, which brought the creature to life, was really just boiling gelatin.
That it actually looks like that.
And during filming, Robert De Niro and Kenneth Branagh slipped and fell in the stuff so much that a huge split appeared in De Niro's prosthetic suit, which had to be avoided by the cameras.
You know what? And I wondered if that was a suit. It actually
had to be,
looked
yeah.
like it. Yeah, because I mean, the way that whenever he'd move,
Yeah.
you'd see certain wrinkle the way, and I'm like, okay, that has to be like a full-on latex bodysuit.
Yeah.
It has to be.
And it was.
And then I thought that too with Helena later on towards the end. Even as she's moving her neck, it looks like she's got a full-on
Yeah.
over-the-head bodysuit. Gelatin.
But yeah, I don't know why that meant that they had to include the slipping and falling for 2 solid fucking
It's
minutes.
like they were having
Believe it.
fun. They're just like, well, let's keep going, guys.
This
Keep
is
going.
fun.
I got you. No, I don't.
Slip inside.
That's brilliant. Brilliant.
So, if you had your choice
Mhm.
of a director and a star to play the monster of the creature, the what is he? The sharp-featured man. Who would be your choice?
To play him,
Yeah.
do they have to be alive?
I guess not.
If I get it casted. Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen
Mm-hmm.
as the creature.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, because I don't think Seth Rogen is taken seriously as an actor. And I think because, okay, he's got a very sonorous voice. You know, I think he could prove some range if he did it.
Hmm.
And, you know, he'd be kind of hot doing it, too. Why is everybody hot to me? I don't know. I don't know. No, probably, maybe not Seth Rogen. But, well, I mean, I'd like to see somebody like that has range but has never been able to show it off.
Well, the combination that was at one point discussed, apparently, that I kind of find like, damn, I wish I lived in that reality. Tim Burton as the director
Okay.
and Arnold Schwarzenegger as the creature.
Why?
He's a massive dude.
He's a massive dude, but
Like, he would totally pull off looking like Frankenstein.
probably would. But still.
Plus, he already struggles with speech. I mean,
Good point.
with that accent, he'd be perfect. He would crush that.
With my brains in your body. Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
I kind of want to live in that universe where that happened, but, we don't live in that universe.
I think that's for the best. Personally.
Frank Darabont wrote the script for
He
this.
did?
Yeah.
Wow.
Shawshank Redemption guy. Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah.
He hated this. He says Branagh mishandled the whole thing.
Wah, wah.
But Frank, can you explain the incest? Again, I know that's it's such a thin line.
Yeah.
It's such a thin line.
It is. It is.
At what point did they start sleeping together?
I mean, I'm sure right in the beginning, right?
Oh, and that little Adam Sandler like touch that Branagh brings, where like every woman in the movie actually wants to fuck him. Like of course, the maid also is like so sad that he's getting married to his sister because she wanted him as well.
Well, he was hot in this movie. I know that's weird.
Well, it's certainly more justifiable than Sandler doing it. Yeah,
That's very true. Or Rob Schneider or something like that. No one likes you. Stop it. Stop it.
it's ridiculous. But it's just always such a thing though, where like when you're engaging in media that is just so like narcissistically crafted. It's like every woman's gonna find me attractive. I'm the smartest guy. Everybody looks up to me. I'm the greatest. I can beat death.
I am the greatest.
It's like he has it in his contract. Look, Victor Frankenstein is not allowed to look bad. He's got to look great everywhere. He's got to have a sexy robe.
He did have a sexy
He had
robe.
multiple sexy robes.
He really did. That was impressive. Yeah, I think. Hang on.
I always derail the podcast with these asides, but there was this. I often refer to wrestling, and there's this wrestler Triple H. They were making one of the first WWE video games, and one of the things that he wrote into his contract for the video game was that he can never be seen in marketing materials looking bad. There could be no commercials showing another character defeating Triple H.
That sounds so Trumpy.
No, how dare you?
Well,
I mean, we don't say that.
I'm not
on this
wrong.
show.
I'm not wrong.
Nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. So and that's kind of like what Brando's did. He's just so arrogant.
Arrogant.
The whole thing just feels like it's in service to him.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Faye Ripley was in this?
Who?
British actress.
Harry Potter?
Not Harry Potter. But she was only in the deleted scenes, and she was credited as whore. That's crazy.
Yeah, I felt this movie really needed a whore. And it falls flat for not having one.
Well, let's face it.
They shouldn't have cut that. Coppola, come on.
Wait, here. Was it Coppola that said this? He said, the casting of Robert De Niro as the monster was beyond inexplicable.
I don't know who said that, but yeah.
Francis Ford Coppola's marriage, just the film was shocking, misshapen. A monster born of Kenneth Branagh's runaway ego. Right there. That was original screenwriter Steph Lady who sold the script to Coppola. So I told you it was wrong.
Yeah.
It was bad casting from moment one.
Yeah, I never got it. I never got why De Niro was playing this. Like, you could have just about anybody play this.
It was like maybe when Coppola was first going to do it, he's like, I'm going to ask my buddy Robbie if he wants to come and be in this movie. And then his name just stays attached to it forever. And he just keeps getting sold down the river. You know what I mean? I never really, now after seeing Kenneth Branagh, as Lockhart in in Harry Potter, he really was that way. He really was that guy. That's crazy. It blows my mind. Wow.
That's fascinating. Yeah. Same ego, same
Same stupidity. Like, why did I do this? You wanted to do it so bad, dude.
I bet he cheated on Emma Thompson as well.
He did. God, everybody cheated on her. God. Alan Rickman. Oh, too soon.
Joni Mitchell.
Joni, don't, because I will start crying just even thinking about it. Oh, that fucking moment. So this was on Peter Travers' Rolling Stones. This was on his year-end worst list, number 3.
Number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Janet Maslin, 9th worst movie she'd ever seen that year.
Roger Ebert gave it 2.5 stars.
It looks like he tried to like it.
He tried very hard.
Why do we do that? Like, oh, I want to like, okay, going into it, I did that in my head too. It's like, it's a great cast, so I know I'm going to love it. And I fucking hated it. I hated this movie.
It's not good.
It's not good.
It's not a good movie because the choices are just so bad. Like there's flourishes here and there of like solid production design and there are ideas there. Like Helena Bonham Carter's death is a great scene. She gets brought back to life as a creature herself after De Niro rips her fucking heart out of her chest,
which was pretty fucking cool actually.
And so Victor scoops her up and takes her to his lab and brings her back to life. And then she fucking realizes what he's fucking done. And she's like, screw this. And she picks up a lantern and just breaks it over her own head.
Yeah.
And catches fire, then burns down the entire fucking building.
But the way she did that, it looks so bad. You know what I mean?
But the fire effects afterward, I thought were very cool.
Yeah,
looking.
I agree.
But yeah, no, that looked terrible.
Ugh.
And then that Frankenstein, that moment where De Niro just yells, Frankenstein! Oh my God.
Yeah.
I was just visioning, like, Tina Fey did one of those on 30 Rock. I think that's what it was in my head. I can't remember who she was screaming about. Maybe Tracy. but they did everything. They did the overhead shot. They did her arms out screaming.
Yes.
I don't know if it's a reference to this. It's a reference to a dozen different things.
So good, though.
Everybody thinks of Darth Vader when, no! Which, what was he thinking? This is exactly what was going to happen.
Nothing good is going to come of this.
Your wife wasn't going to survive that.
Like, not only that, like he was willing to go down in the cholera ship just to try to make this guy come to life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he gets told that the entire place is being shut down because of cholera. He's like, I'm going to stick around.
I got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
You know, and what's a little cholera, you know?
What's my little cholera if I defeat death?
Oh, God. And then every time they said the words quarantine, those of us that went through the COVID thing, like it was so triggering.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why I reacted so hard to vaccine.
Oh my God. Well, and then, you know, looking at the one scene where, you know, after the creature's alive and he runs out and then he finds himself in an alleyway where it's just a shit ton of dead bodies, all dead from cholera, just laying there. And I'm like, yeah.
We'll be back.
We'll be back.
I'll be back to that soon enough.
Can't wait. God.
We'll call them piles of the poor.
Oh. Bring out your dead. I'm not dead yet. Bring out your dead. God damn it. Audience poll by CinemaScore gave this film an average grade of B- on an A+ to F scale. But
again, I always say when you buy a ticket to see a movie, you're going to try and like it more.
That's true.
I know people have fought me on this, but it's a fact. Like, the reason as a critic I'm able to be as objective as I am is because I don't pay to see movies.
Yeah.
I get to see them for free.
Right.
And I don't have any investment. It's not costing me anything. I don't lose anything for seeing a movie I don't like.
Right.
Whereas if you've paid, $20 for you and your friend tickets, and you've done everything to get there to be at this movie, and then you spend 2.5 hours unhappy, you don't want to admit that you made a bad choice, or you don't want to say that that movie sucked because you paid for it. You invested in it. You invested your time and your money in it.
That's how I felt about Netflix after season 4 of Umbrella Academy. Right there. Right fucking there. Yeah, you're right. I mean, you have the luck, or not the luck, but the privilege of not being bought by a film. You know what I mean? Or having to, or feeling like you
just
owe
even
a film.
like a psychic investment of just even $7 to $10.
Yeah.
I don't have that. I can be objective about it.
Right. Well, we were wondering what, because it said it was Oscar nominated.
Yeah.
Best makeup.
Really?
I disagree.
Yeah.
I mean, aside from a few people that look like they were dead with cholera, great job, but
here again, this is something that the Academy does all the time, and where they honor the most of something. Like, this is the most makeup. So clearly they worked the hardest on it.
Right.
Like, we think that these people are experts on acting and they're experts on movies, and they're not.
No.
They're not. Because, like, we know just as well as they do what looks good and bad.
Yeah.
They're only honoring, like, obviously they did the most work here, so clearly this is the best movie. Like, Titanic wins Best Picture because what? It was the most expensive and they put the most work into it.
Yeah. That was it.
Like, not necessarily the best movie. Like, the best movie is the one that makes you feel like, makes you feel the joy that art inspires. And I'm not saying that people weren't inspired by that movie, but, like, honestly,
Were they? Were they?
It's not a bad movie, but it was not the best movie of that year by any stretch. Just because something has the most work done, where it's like obvious, like somebody has shown their work. It's like, it goes back to like when we were making that changeover from Broadway to film, and you still had all these Broadway actors who were, becoming movie stars, and they're projecting everything to the back of the room still because they don't, this is how you've acted for, your entire life.
Right.
You look at Kirk Douglas in Lust for Life with him and Anthony Quinn just belting every line to the back of the room. And then it's like several years later, you're watching Warren Beatty and you're seeing him just play it natural. And it's like, this makes more sense.
Right.
Now, Lust for Life is not a bad movie, but because it does call for some broad emotions. But when you compare that to something that's more naturalistic, it feels very broad. It feels very stagey. It feels harder to get into in terms of being a movie.
That's this movie for sure.
I had this experience with the movie Fences with Denzel Washington and Viola Davis.
Yeah.
Denzel is giving a very actorly, stagey performance. And I was taken out of the movie by it, like, because he's belting every line to the back of the room. Everything is big and bold, and all of my emotions need to reach you in the audience.
Yeah.
And then you've got Viola Davis, who's like just acting. It's like,
just do my job.
she's doing naturalism, he's doing the stage, and it doesn't work. They don't work together. She's basically revealing everything that he's doing to upend the movie.
Right.
And I love Denzel, but I don't think anybody could really argue that he's doing a big, broad, stagey performance in Fences, and she's doing a naturalistic performance because it's very obvious from watching it.
But that's why that doesn't work, though. You can't have both types of actors in a movie
exactly.
like that. It's way too much.
Exactly.
So I feel like that's definitely... well, okay, there it is, too. Branagh, almost half of this cast... Royal Shakespeare companies, like it is who they are. It's their blood. They all went to RADA or something. You know what I mean? And then you got De Niro. One of these things is not like the other.
And the one you need to emote most.
Yeah. Well, it's weird because, like, if you think, like, even Tom Hulce kind of faded in with these other actors. He made sense in his role. He had that kind of Tom Hulcean. And again, don't take this wrong, because I love him. I do adore him, but he is Tom Hulce in a lot of his movies. He just is. But you expect a certain performance from him. He looked right at home with the, Royal Shakespeare actors. You know what I mean? He did. He really always does, I think. But yeah, then you get De Niro, and it's like, nope, that just took me out of the movie. Let's just put him in that whatever, that suit that he was wearing in this, and sit him in a coffee shop and have a conversation with Al Pacino. Like, that would probably make more sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Than this did.
Well, making the monster talk is also like a weird choice. Like, certainly, what did he do with that? That make him more menacing? Did it make him more menacing?
No.
Like, I guess when he's making those threats to his family, but isn't it more impressive that they're able to be able to communicate that without words?
It kind of, well, yeah, and I guess I didn't really know where they were going with it, because I was just kind of thinking, well, shoot, he seemed so sweet in the beginning, if they would have,
Yeah, we should play this in.
Yeah.
They did this whole sequence where Frankenstein escapes from Victor and he goes off on his own and he ends up living in this barn at this family farm and hiding in their barn and eating with their pigs. And there's this struggling family. Their farm, it's the winter, so they can't really do any farming. So he does their farming for them. He farms all their potatoes for them and saves their harvest. And then when they're getting kicked out of their house, he murders their landlord for them.
yeah.
They show no appreciation for this, by the way. None whatsoever.
Not even a thanks.
they beat him with a stick, just like everybody else. But it
like
seems
everyone.
during that moment, like they do the blind man scene, which they do in every Frankenstein movie, where they have a blind grandfather who takes to this creature and is kind to him and talks to him, and then is unable to stop his children from beating him with a stick.
I mean, yeah. Beat it with a stick.
Again, everything about the original Frankenstein, the 31 Frankenstein, is so much more effective. Like, we have him killing Willie in this movie, right? Like, he kills, but they don't do it on screen because we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings or offend anybody by killing a child.
Right.
Meanwhile, you've got the 31 version where he picks up a child and innocently throws her in the water, and drowns her. And it's perfectly innocent. You feel bad for him, because he doesn't know what he did, and it's like that. The monster is very sympathetic.
Yeah, kind of like
everybody's just fucking him. Everybody's just fucking with him the entire time. They're waving torches at him. He's afraid of fire. He doesn't like it.
Well, I mean, would you? I don't. That doesn't sound like fun to me.
Everybody's just a dick to him.
They're just dicks. Straight up dicks.
But the character makes more sense that way and is more interesting that way because he's this gentle giant who doesn't want to hurt anybody but ends up doing it because he doesn't know any better.
Correct. Yes.
And this monster, because he can learn and read and talk, when he kills Willie, he's not a redeemable character. He's just a villain.
He's just a villain.
And since we don't like Victor because he brought this all on himself,
right?
He's inflicted this curse upon himself. Who are we supposed to root for in this movie?
Yeah, because it's not Victor.
No, it's definitely not Victor.
No. Hate to break it to you, it's not Victor.
Literally everyone tells him not to do this. There isn't a person who doesn't say, don't do this.
And then he's just like, you know what? I'm going to do this.
I'm going to go ahead,
I'm going to do it.
Everybody keeps telling me, don't do that. And I'm like, come on, guys. I'm totally going to do that.
You guys, I'm going to do it.
Victor, please.
No, I'm going to do the thing.
If you do it, you're going to kill your entire family.
Yeah, I kind of thought that too, but still. Seems like a good idea.
This is a terrible idea.
Well, to each their own. C'est la vie. Come see, come saw.
It's going to result in your death.
Anyway, I think this is an important thing to do, and just...
You won't be able to bring yourself back.
Well, I mean, some losses are expected. But you got to factor that in when you're doing stuff like this. That's all.
He's like that guy who was Saddam Hussein's spokesman during the war. Just constantly saying everything's fine. I don't know why you guys are. What are you talking about? Losing the war? We're not losing the war. What are you talking about?
You guys need to calm down. Hey, I know it seems like I'm gaslighting you, but calm the fuck down. You just need to calm the fuck down. God bless. I don't get it.
Why is 1994 like this?
Like, what? Who touched you, 1994?
Put down the monkey's paw.
And just... You're just so mad.
Did you build this entire year of movies on an Indian burial ground?
Yeah, seriously. Answer that question. It's something we all want to know. We don't get it.
We'll see if next week gets any better with Interview with a Vampire.
Fuck. We're in for it.